my name is Chris Code. My major is electrical engineering and I minor in Chinese and math.
So we're gonna be focusing on Stephen Chow's two films, Shaolin Soccer and Kung Fu Hustle. And we'll begin with an intro to Stephen Chow. He began as a television actor in the 1980s in Hong Kong. And after doing that for a while and gaining some attention, he moved on to film acting and eventually directing. He was initially a co-director on a film From Beijing with Love, and he eventually moved on to directing his own films. And subsequently, the two films that he has made here are two of the highest grossing films in Hong Kong film history.
So what we're going to do with these two films is focus on the wuxia element of these films. So I'm going to start by explaining what wuxia is. It's a Chinese genre style focused on adventures of martial artists. And these heroes use their martial arts for the greater good. And they have two main virtues, which are honor and justice. And with these virtues, it follows that they'll find opportunities to help the poor and such. Similar to the story of Robin Hood, how he steals from the rich and helps the poor. And we can also compare it to knights of medieval Europe, gunslingers of the American West. And two famous wuxia films are Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and Hero. But these two films were hard for Western audiences to connect to the film because these films were based on such traditional Chinese foundations. So that's when Stephen Chow's two films come in, because it draws so much Western influence, it allows the connection to really be good. And we're going to move on to Shaolin Soccer.
So, speaking about Shaolin Soccer, which was the first film of the two that he made, one element that he mixed in that was different than Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Hero was that he introduced elements of comedy as well as Western sports film, and this film in particular. It's a very fun and fast-paced film. It's very funny, and it begins out like many Western sports films do, with a character named Golden Leg and his teammate Hung. And Hung ends up betraying Golden Leg, and this sets up the course of the rest of the film, where Hung goes on to become insanely rich and creates a team called Team Evil. So as you can see, it's already introducing comedy elements. Golden Leg ends up being the man who carries all the equipment for Team Evil, and he's obviously displeased with this. He ends up meeting a character named Sing, who is played by Stephen Chow. And this is the introduction of one of the archetypes that are common in wuxia films, but obviously with kind of a twist. Sing is the hero, and he is a Shaolin monk who works to promote Kung Fu in society. And he believes that he can create a team that can defeat Team Evil. So him and Golden Leg join forces, and he decides to meet up with all his fellow Shaolin monk classmates and create a soccer team of their own. This is common in Western sports films as well, like the Mighty Ducks or the Replacements, where each character has a specific skill that allows the team to be excellent. Why is the heroine, but in wuxia films, usually the heroine is depicted as being very beautiful, and in this case, she has horrible acne, and she's very awkward, and Sing is more or less disinterested in her until she appears later in the film, bald, like a Shaolin monk, and willing to help out the team. And we're going to be playing a clip real quick to kind of give an example of how final conflicts usually are in wuxia films, where the evil is fighting against the heroine and the hero. If we can get it to work.
Do you have a video
Oh, here it is.
See? Oh, wonderful.
Go back out there and beat this guy. Be careful!
film in Hong Kong film history until his next film, which Curtis will talk about.
Okay, Kung Fu Hustle. So this is currently Stephen Chow's most successful film, getting over $100 million. And in this movie, he's once again the lead actor and director, and this is his most physically challenging movie as well. So in this film, Stephen Chow is a character named Sing, and Sing's an outlaw pretty much, and he wants to join the axe gang over here. So he goes to a small town called Pigsty Alley and terrorizes the residents there. Okay. So from this point, I'm gonna do like a compare and contrast between common wuxia elements and the wuxia elements seen in Kung Fu Hustle. Basic wuxia film settings are based in ancient Chinese dynasties, and it's, as you can see, a beautiful backdrop. But in Kung Fu Hustle, we're basing the story in 1940s Shanghai, and where there's a rundown city or a small town. Okay. Stephen Chow likes to depict his heroes and heroines as not the most attractive people. So here's a common wuxia heroine. This is Zhang Ziyi from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She's young, elegant, and beautiful. In contrast, we have the landlady in Kung Fu Hustle. She's middle-aged, overweight, crude, and really verbally abusive to the residents of Pigsty Alley. And later on, we find out that she's a legendary Kung Fu martial artist and kicks the axe gang out of the town. Another ironic depiction of heroes is the protagonist Sing. He's an outlaw, and he's not noble, he's not honorable, he's threatening everyone. And it's by the end of the movie, he does transform into the wuxia hero. He learns Kung Fu and kicks the axe gang out of the city. Okay. So the fight scenes in Kung Fu Hustle, they're really good because they parody a lot of Western films such as The Matrix and the Looney Tunes show, so it allows for the Western audience to connect. Unlike traditional wuxia films, we'll see a clip of the Roadrunner scene here, and you'll see like how it parodies. So this is just the chase scene. Alright, so we're just gonna conclude the two films. Jacob will do that.
So as we can see, he was able to make some films with some just extra, I don't know, extra humor, extra Western influence that was made it so Western audiences were able to take the material and relate to it more, and also be a little bit more relaxed in taking in the plot and everything, because obviously the films are fairly lighthearted. And this has allowed for his films to become internationally popular and really expose
was that coincidence?
Yeah.
I was wondering if maybe there's a secret joke there. I was wondering if
I
you looked
noticed
into that.
it, but it might just be to link up the same kind of character type. That he's kind of a downtrodden, kind of wily.
I think it's
character.
because in his name there is a Chinese character called Sing. We cannot have same pronunciation, so
What does it mean?
Right,
Zhou
yeah.
Xing Chi from
Oh,
Sing.
Sing Star. Okay,
Yeah.
Sing,
Yeah.
I see.
I was wondering if it was from his name or not, because I wasn't sure. So.
Yeah, we had noticed it, but we had no information.
The other thought I had
on
was
it.
maybe it was somehow the same character, but I didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely not.
Actually, have a. This is just a general comment, like for other wonderful papers. So, I think one thing that we need to think about is how these papers talk to each other. And I think in each of the presentations there is a heroic figure, and sometimes this kind of heroic spirit is empowered by the spirit or pride for the nation. Sometimes this heroic spirit comes from a degree of personal empowerment, just a really ordinary person in the neighborhood who somehow through the traditional martial art find a way of empowering himself. And in Kobe, in the films that you have selected, again you will see the heroes themselves being put in very humble or challenging situations, partially because of this larger, fastly shifting and sometimes crude, ruthless social environment. So all these major characters display a heroic spirit, but I think overall collectively this contribute to our thought about how we can empower ourselves through these examples, right? Through these very interesting stories.
I had two more kind of questions / comments. I'm not sure if it was you or if it was you guys. One of you guys said that one of the problems with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Hero was that Western audiences were able to connect because they were so rooted in ancient Chinese. My understanding was that they were actually quite well received here as Chinese movies at the time.
They were well received as far as financially. A lot of people went to go see them.
Okay.
But
do you feel that it was
that
more-
generally the audiences were kind of disillusioned by what exactly